I must admit I don't know how the picture looks before 1990, before the 1990s. I'm not really. I can't not really answer this question now because I'm not sure if there is a real bump or some skewness visible. So I would have to look at the data before I can say something to this. Because I don't know this at the moment.
Germany is one of the countries with the highest levels of service innovation. The European Union does really good surveys on innovation and services. Much better, yes. Europe does much better surveys when it comes to innovation activity than the US does. This is one of the things that the US can actually pick up from Europe. But so Germany comes out as one of the most service innovative countries in Europe. It also comes out of one of the most high-skilled countries in Europe, right? But again, particular services workers. And still, the big puzzle is there's no productivity growth in the services sector. So I'd like you to sort of expand a little bit on the explanations for that. Is there something related to product markets or labor markets, which would be, very important also from a US perspective about the things we perhaps should not do? Is it related to the fact that there is some kind of mismatch of the skills and the things that are needed to grow productivity in the services industry? Or is there a real problem in Germany with, making other investments in organizations that make it that all these great innovations that are out there are not really applied? So could you sort of hypothesize a little bit how it can be that one of the countries with the highest levels of services innovation, the highest skilled labor force, doesn't grow productivity in services?
Well, one idea is, this is always mentioned also by the OECD, is this thing with the rigid product market regulations. This could be one thing, but I'm actually not sure in how far this, because this applies to a lot of other countries in Europe as well, so I'm not sure if this is really one possible reason for the low productivity. I guess that maybe this is the old issue of measurement, maybe. If you do not really measure business, how do you measure the output of business activities? And this is something that, well, you have this value-added per labor productivity is here, value-added per hour's work, but this is something that might be a problem in the kind of measurement. What speaks a little bit against this argument would be that we see a good development in the US. So they have obviously a better measurement, or they know how to do it better. But this is something that I have thought about a long time ago, that this is maybe the reason why we have so bad services. Another aspect maybe could be that we are not equipped with the right, or that we have not so much ICT investments as we have seen this in the United States. So if we just look at the graphs, we see that, for example, just take business services. There we have very strong productivity growth due to ICT capital deepening. That's something that we do not see in Germany. So there must be some kind of reason why Germany is not so conducive to invest in ICT compared to the US. They obviously did this. And the entire ICT story maybe not that adequate for Germany as it is maybe for the United States. So Germany is a most of the time a non-ICT producing country. There we have a lot of non-ICT. So maybe this is some kind of difference in it. So it's not really.
Can I put forward one more hypothesis? And I'm not sure I believe in that hypothesis, but it is, again, for a US perspective, very relevant. And it was raised earlier in relation to retail. And that is the fact there is just no demand in Germany. One of the issues, particularly in the services sector, is that a lot of productivity growth comes just from a very dynamic market and a lot of demand. And one of the problems in Germany is that it is largely an export-driven economy. Domestic consumption is pretty slow. It's accelerated a little at the top of the cycle. but there's just very slow demand. And services are not going to grow very fast with low demand. And this is relevant for the US, because if the US in the next couple of years is going to slow a much slower consumption growth than it has done in the period before the recession, it could very well be that that is one reason why productivity growth in the US may actually not be as great as it was before the recession. Do you buy into that argument?
Yeah, this might be a valid argument. Yeah, because this is the same discussion that we have at the moment with should we increase our wages for more consumption in Germany? So this would also lead to more demand for services, for example, as we have it here in the United States. This could be a reason for this. But is this true? Does this belong to all? Or, is this true for all the other European countries as well? I'm not sure if this, when you look at France or when you look at Austria, for example, I'm not. Yeah, it's the same picture. And do they have similar problems as we have in Germany? But I would confess, yeah, this could be one reason. But if you compare it to other countries, I'm not sure if the argument is so heavy that it might be the only argument that you can bring forth.